suspended. We'll keep a close eye on that for you. Let's turn our attention to water issues, though, as Hammanskraal residents continue to take precautions against cholera. Non-profit organizations are now showing up to try and help as best they can. Well, biking clubs from Gauteng and Mpumalanga and the Northwest are today distributing all kinds of efforts, including bottled water in the affected areas. And I'm sure it's well needed as well. Moloko Moloto is on the ground for us in Hammanskraal. Let's go across to you. Hello, Moloko. I see the bikes behind you. A welcome sight, I'm sure, for desperate residents who simply want clean drinking water.
Hello, Gareth. Yes, indeed. The bikers, earlier when I was talking to one of them, she said, look, we are not all about noise. We are also charitable people. I'm just going to ask my colleague, Nugu, to show you the bikers. These are the clubs coming from Gauteng, the provinces of Mpumalanga, as well as the Northwest, who have decided to come together, put together an effort to get at least 500,000 liters of water, potable water, which they will be donating to the families that are affected here in Hammanskraal. Maybe let's just get to speak to some of the beneficiaries here. An elderly mother, grandmother, Koko lekai. Reteng Koko. Le sokola ka metsi mo. Go fitleng ga jwale le be le khumana metsi kae?
Nantse re sokola rona batho ka dikupu ba bo rekela bana go kai go bo dropong go ka ya kisi.
Yeah.
Nantse re sokola re sena le metsi next.
Yeah, jwale bothata jwa cholera, bolwetse jwa cholera ke bo lena a le tshogele maphelo a lena.
Na ke khale ke robala sepetlele ke boya ke robala sepetlele ene ke na le bolwetse ba pelo a ke fitla kwa sepetlele ba ncheka ba re no wena o tshwere ke stress ke bolwetse ba pelo ntwe mo leng o high fita mbo wena or ke bana ba ha or go dira ga eng wena o tswa mbo dilong tseo ka re ke stress ke pelo
jwale batho ba di tututu ba le file metsi ke ya re a bona le a thabela
ra leboga modimo ba okeletse ka dilo tsotlhe tsa mo lefaseng.
All right, thank you so much. Essentially
le mo le seding a ba okeletse.
All right, thank you so much. One of the beneficiaries, she is essentially saying, look, we are grateful that they are giving us this water, but let's bring in the authorities here. The Deputy Minister for Water and Sanitation, Judith Shabalala. Ma'am, thank you so much. Maybe let's start here. Give us an update in terms of the infections here. Do you know whether there, unfortunately, are people who have succumbed, not only here, but across the country?
All right, thank you so much. The stats are still going. We're still monitoring them as they come. If you can hear, there's a number of provinces that are also recording cholera. However, that's a duty and responsibility for the NICD. They will communicate as in when they happen, communicable diseases that are happening. Ours here really is to make sure that we're giving water. We're here right where the epicenter insofar as Gauteng is concerned and Tshwane, where the people in Hammanskraal are really affected.
Deputy Minister, this is commendable, but it shouldn't be happening. Let's be honest. These people, they have infrastructure. They should be getting clean water from the pipes.
Unfortunately, the infrastructure is not of good quality. That's why the government intervention of really clearing out Rooival and what we are doing to make sure that the Luke, we upgrade the water works there and the treatment works, and government is intervening. And you would know that there's been a task team that has been developed, but beside the task team of the Command Center, World Health Department is the one that is leading insofar as this cholera outbreak, but we are there with them. DM Matlob is there and myself and other human settlement and other government. However, we do have an agreement that we've established with Tshwane municipality through the mayor break that finally they've agreed that we do come together and intervene. We do have a number of initiatives where we are releasing the RB grant to the municipality. The project is going to need about 6 billion over the 4 years. But we also have the municipality that has appropriated 15.1 million to start with the water treatment works so that we have a long-term solution. We do have a short-term, we do have a long-term, but we are intervening.
Okay. You say the project will need about 6 billion rand. we know the city of Tshwane doesn't have that much money. Already they have set aside 450 million rand, which is paltry in all honesty. That much of that money will come from you. We have seen money that has been spent on that water treatment plant, entrepreneurs pocketing the rest of it, not much headway made. How are you going to deal in terms of holding those who are responsible accountable to do their work? Or are you really just going to be throwing money at the problem and hope that in the value chain somebody will do their work?
Thank you so much for that question. It's quite important. We had noted that a number of corrupt activities has happened over the time on the procurement side. That's why through the task team that Minister Mkhunu has invoked, that we do have Treasury with us. We have the DPSA that we're approaching to ensure that the DPSA is the implementing agency, and that way we're able to cap the procurement processes. The checks and balances are of our priority, because indeed we don't want a situation where we have corrupt elements that are coming in and stealing the money. So those checks and balances, because we're with Treasury on this initiative, we are quite confident that they'll ensure that we just don't throw money, but that money is being made for better use. But an important point is that Department of Water and Sanitation in the task team is the one that is going to be in charge in terms of handling with other officials from the city, ensuring that that doesn't happen.
All right, let's finish here, Deputy Minister. It's all good to pronounce plans and make promises that money will be brought in to resolve these problems. What are the timelines? When are you releasing the remaining part of the money that you will be contributing? I've said Tshwane has announced that 450 million rand will come in. When are you starting with the work? When are the people of here in Hammanskraal going to see work getting underway?
The work has not stopped, my brother. Since the day of the outbreak, we've been inundated. As Department of Water and Sanitation, actually, we took Tshwane to court with the last administration to ensure that they do agree to the agreement and the court order that we do have a joint venture intervention. And unfortunately, we've issued as well directives from this department continuously to tell them of water quality. But like we said, it's not time to put pointing fingers. The work has not stopped. Ever since the outbreak, I've been even in the water treatment works myself personally, delegated by Minister Mkhunu. We've made sure that the interventions of water tankers have been upgraded. People are receiving water. So the work has started. The plans that are there, it's just a matter of making sure that governance is adhered to. We were unlocking the issue of the agreement, and we needed an agreement because we can't just intervene because of the law. The municipality is responsible to give people the water. However, this is an initiative we're together. So the work has not stopped. We're continuing every day. We're already doing Tshwane more than any other area.
All right, you're increasing the number of water tankers. What about the water that comes through the taps and the standpipes? Is the message still that they must not drink that particular water that comes from the river?
That is the responsibility of the municipality to ensure they provide that type of information to the community. Yes, that's what still stands, because that water is not of potable. It's not water that they're supposed to drink. It's coming from their timber plant. It's been looked at as part of our plans. However, they should not drink that water. That water should be used for other use. For instance, they can do the laundry, or they can wash other essentials, water the garden, but it's not water they should drink. The message is what we are carrying with Tshwane, and we're saying people must not drink that water.
Judith Shabalala, the Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, new in the ministry, and of course in terms of the number of those who are infected, it keeps increasing, although we were told yesterday that the numbers appeared to be stabilizing as well. But there were new figures that the Minister of Health, Dr. Joe Pata, announced, saying that yesterday in the past 24 hours, he said that about 11 new infections were recorded, and 10 of those were in this area of Pretoria. Only one of those 11 was recorded in the neighboring Northwest Province.
Moloko Moloto, thank you very much indeed. Bikers and hundreds of thousands of litres of water. It's exactly what Hammanskraal needs. But you're quite right. It shouldn't have to happen in the first place. Once again, having to rely on NGOs and those who are willing to help to keep communities healthy with clean drinking water. We'll come back to you again later, Moloko. Thank you very much indeed.